How will you ring out the old and ring in the new tonight? If you're like most Americans, you'll celebrate with a cocktail or a glass of champagne or two. But how do you know when you've had enough or maybe even too much? A lot of factors go into your body's ability to absorb alcohol: height, weight, even gender. Recently, our own Dr. Nancy Snyderman watched as a group of women found out just how much alcohol it takes to get them drunk, and the answer, not as much as they thought.
When it comes to alcohol, even what seems like moderation can be physically harmful for women. We wanted to see just how differently men's and women's bodies respond to alcohol, so we set up a test.
So you guys are here to have 3 drinks over the course of 1/2 hour.
Dr. Derry Fiorentino and Dr. Candace Wilkinson from the Southern California Research Institute administered our test.
129, 128.
Our panel of 5 women and 5 men all describe themselves as social drinkers, and they're all between the ages of 21 and 36.
Now, what are you trying to accomplish here? You're putting 1.5 ounces of vodka in each of these drinks?
After standardized drinks, the breathalyzers, and the familiar blood alcohol number that tells the highway patrolman if you're legally drunk or not. In California, where we conducted our test, if your BAC reading is higher than .08, you're over the limit. Drink number 1 is served.
Cheers.
There you go.
By the 3rd drink, 25 minutes later, it is evident the alcohol has taken effect. The testers become louder and much more chatty, which is one reason why people, especially women, say they drink. After all 3 drinks are finished, we wait about 30 minutes for the alcohol to be fully absorbed. This is when the testers will be at their peak intoxication levels.
Taking a deep breath and blow. Thank you.
What were the differences between men and women?
I feel I could get in my car no problem right now and drive myself home. I would in a heartbeat.
For one thing, the women didn't realize how much they'd been affected, and that means that women may habitually be drinking more than they want to. And all the women were drunk. Across the board, 3 drinks put the women above the legal limit, with scores ranging from .082 to .099. The men were all below the limit, scores ranging from .042 to .064. And it wasn't a matter of size. Compare Kimberly and Mike. They're the same height, and Mike is just a few pounds heavier. Yet Mike's peak score was only .055. Kimberly's was .082, legally drunk.
Overall, somewhat less of women's bodies are made up of water. And so when they drink, then the concentration of alcohol in their bodies is stronger.
And it turns out, drink for drink, more of the alcohol gets into our blood.
Now, an additional factor that's been discovered fairly recently has to do with the stomach. And it appears that women have a little bit less of a certain enzyme that starts to break down alcohol in the stomach, so that if not as much gets broken down, then more goes into their bloodstream.
Who thinks that they are below .04?
Back at our test, we wait to see how long it will take our testers to metabolize the alcohol. To get it out of their bodies, again, the women are the losers.
Actually, only Brett.
The men, whose bodies have eliminated the alcohol, are free to go.
Now, what are we supposed to do?
You stay, and I'll keep taking BAC readings.
As responsible hosts, we won't let the women go until their blood alcohol levels drop.
Okay, Tracy, Kimberly, Stephanie, and Catherine, you can leave.
It took about 2 hours. Last to go was Kat, our high scorer of the night with a peak level of .099. It took Kat approximately 6 hours to metabolize the alcohol from those 3 drinks. The medical message? An empty glass may be full of trouble, especially if you're female.